Hello and welcome to episode 7 of my Wenger Out series. Just a quick little section for my intake of new youth players. I thought I'd quickly go through them to see if there's any good ones. And as you can see, not really. There's a couple of Americans because they've come from our affiliate clubs in Colorado. But let's have a quick look to see if any of them are any good. We've got a couple of people with some good potential. Let's have a look at Danny O'Connor, who's one of the Americans. He's a forward who can play as a poacher or a target man. He's currently 1-star current ability and 3.5-star potential ability. He could be a good Premier League player, but I don't imagine he'll amount to anything. Gavin Woodward is an English goalkeeper who, again, 1-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. Apparently he's ambitious and doesn't look to further himself, so he's not going to hit that 4-star potential ability, so he won't make it. Graham McKenzie, who's the other American, who is again a forward who can play as a target man. I like a target man actually, so could work. He's already got 14 finishing. I don't really use the stats. Oh look, he's also ambitious and doesn't look to further himself. So he's another one who's not going to make it. And then Joey Stevens is a striker. If he's another target man, I don't know what's going on. He's a poacher who is 1-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. Whereas he's a low level of determination, but he's not an ambitious apparently. He's a smart player. He's quite quick. Could be retrained as a right winger. He has a competitive streak which can occasionally lead to him bending the rules. Why is that a negative? Anyway, they are the youth prospects, and we'll be back when we hit the cup double. I don't think any of the rest of them are worth looking at. So I'll see you back in a couple of weeks. Where is it, young boys? I'll see you back in a couple of weeks. Ta-ra. Right, welcome back. The intake has been done. My director of football suggested, or my head of youth development, whichever one it is, suggested who to sign. We've signed them. I've offered a couple of them. I've offered these 5. I don't know. I don't think he's actually new. But I've offered these four: Danny O'Connor, Gavin Woodward, Graham McKenzie, and Joey Stevens, professional contracts when they turn 17. Just in case they go anywhere really, and then that makes them worth something. Like Gavin Woodward and Joey Stevens are both already worth over $500,000. So you never know, a couple of million each. I'm not going to say no to that. Since the last episode, where we won the Carabao Cup final, obviously we went and lost the next game to West Ham. Just makes sense, doesn't it? So that's annoying. We then went out and hammered Bournemouth. We've pretty much won the tie already against Young Boys because we went out and beat them 7-0. They had a man sent off when it was 3-0, and then they rolled over then the longer the game went on. Hector Bellerin went and did something really stupid and got himself sent off, so I've had to take Get Stuck In off because recently we've had too many red cards and it was annoying. We then went on and beat Swansea. We didn't really play that well, but we've managed to beat Swansea 2-0, so can't go wrong with that. Let's have a look at how the league is looking. We are comfortably in 5th because 13 points. We're not gonna drop 13 points in 8 games. That's just not going to happen. So we're going to finish 5th or above. We've already qualified for the Europa League through winning the Carabao Cup. So we're now hunting down Liverpool, really. Maybe Chelsea as well. It's between, you'd like to think, it's between us 3 for 3rd and 4th, and then obviously 5th. A little injury update because we haven't done one of them for a while. Welbeck looks like he's going to be out for the rest of the season. I thought he might come back, but he looks like he's out. Koscielny's missing for both of these games in today's episode, and Yassin Fortuna, I don't really know why he's still in the senior squad, but he's missing as well. So today we're going to play the second leg of the Europa League second round knockout. Winners go into the quarter final, and then we're going to play Burnley away in the Premier League. Now I'm hoping, not in the Premier League, sorry, in the FA Cup. Then we play them in the Premier League. I'm hoping we don't drop many points from the rest of this year. Really, Chelsea are the hardest team we have to play, and they are the only team that are above us in the league. So that could be a helpful task if we come down to the end of the day, at the end of the season, and it's the winner of that game finishes in the top 4. Who knows? Anything can happen. But let's have a look at the team for the game against Young Boys. I've changed the tactic a little bit just because we're 7-0 up, and I thought I'd do a bit of tweaking to see how it works. It's not really the right game to do it because I wanted to have a look at this kind of formation, but with a control mentality. But there's no point in going on a control mentality because we are too good to. Not with a control, sorry, with a counter mentality. We are on a control mentality. But there's no point in doing that because, no offence to Young Boys, but they're not going to have enough of an input to really worry us in any way. So what we're going to do is see what it looks like on a control mentality, just with Carvalho sitting in front of the back 4. So the team is Ospina, Johnny at right back, Mustafi and Mavropanos, Earl on the left. He's played pretty much every game since he's come in. He's been pretty good in the league. He was pretty good in the 2 cup games that we've played him in, so he looks like he could turn into a good player. Carvalho sitting in front as a defensive midfielder on defend. Xhaka and Wilshere in the middle are as advanced playmaker and box-to-box. Then we've got Iwobi on the left as an inside forward, Ozil on the right as an advanced playmaker, and Zaza is going to play up front as an advanced forward. We're 7-0 up in the tie. So I apologise that this game has nothing on it. I was I'm not hoping, I was hoping for a thrashing. I was hoping to thrash them. But it would have been nice to have a closer game in this, so that I'm not going to get pumped up about this really at all, because we're 7-0 up. We won the last tie 7-0 on aggregate, so what there's not much I can really say about this game. So all I can do is hope that we provide some entertainment. It's 10 minutes in, we haven't had a shot. Yes, we have. We've had 1 shot. So maybe we won't provide loads of entertainment. Aubameyang has been back in the goals. I think it was against Young Boys in the first leg. He scored a hat-trick. I think he scored against Swansea as well. I know Iwobi has been on some good form. Correa was out suspended, and Iwobi's come in and played pretty well. But I think Correa played in the 7-0 first leg. So I thought I'd give Iwobi this chance, because you never know, he might come in, he might score a hat-trick, he might win a chance to play in the FA Cup, or he's actually definitely going to play in the FA. Oh no, I don't know. He's probably going to play in the FA Cup. Might play him on the right as a winger. See if that makes a difference, maybe. But we're going to go back to the 4-2-3-1 for the FA Cup, because the only reason I'm playing a 4-5-1 or 4-3-3, however you look at it, 4-1-2-2-1. The formation I'm playing. The only reason I'm playing the formation I'm playing is because we're 7-0 up, and it's literally just a can we do it if we need to kind of thing. If we lose this leg, oh no, it's a pen. If we lose this leg 2-0, then I know never to play this formation ever again, ever. But and so far they have been the better team. They've had 1 clear-cut chance, that was the pen, and at half time I might have to chuck an attacking midfielder on. So Iwobi's not having a very good game, but that's because he just handballed for the penalty. So maybe he can do something at the other end of the pitch to make us feel a bit better. I don't mind not winning this game. I mean, I'd like to win this game because I like to win all the games. But you know, we start the tie 7-0 up, so it's not the end of the world. Oh, Xhaka with an absolute bullet. But I think it's at the bar. Either that or the keeper's pulled off a worldy save. I think it came off the bar. Our stats came up as 1 for the woodwork, and I can't remember us hitting the woodwork before that. But that's not gone very well. They're all looking complacent. I answered a question before the game saying we're all professional enough to not be complacent, but apparently not. Right, Carvalho's had a booking anyway, so we're gonna change it up a bit. You can go back in the middle as an advanced playmaker. We're effectively just going to change it back to the normal tactic. You can go over here and play on the wing as a winger on support, and then you can come off for Correa, who he's been a very good signing. Correa, he's not been quite on it since Christmas, but he's still been a very good signing. He scored some very important goals and he's set up some very good goals, so we'll see what he can do. That just didn't look like good defending. My defence were just letting them win the header. They really should have been towering above him, challenging him, winning the ball themselves, maybe starting a counter-attack. They just don't seem up for it. I'm not liking this. I know that it's natural at 7-0 to just think, whatever, we've won this game. But there's a lot of players in this team that should be fighting for a start. And he's one of them. Jack Wilshere from 30 yards. Absolute pile driver. Set up by Simone Zaza, who also is kind of playing for his position, because Lacazette is now fit again. And he will be looking... That's a good hit from Wilshere. Maybe a little bit closer to the keeper than I thought, but still a good hit. Yeah, Lacazette is probably going to come on with about 20 minutes to go in place of a Iwobi, and he'll go back to being a Ram Deuter on the right. Back to Ozil, Xhaka, Wilshere, back to Xhaka. We're just passing it around now, easy. Correa, bottom corner, 2-0, 2-1, 9-1 on aggregate. We're back to being where we should be, and yeah, it's looking good for us, really. I think the draw is tomorrow, so we'll know that before we go to the FA Cup round. Right, Mavropanos has become injured, so I'll take him off for Nastasic. Yeah, I'll do it in the screen because I'm lazy. And I'll give it another 8 or 9 minutes before I take Iwobi off then. No sponsors. Right. Okay, now we can do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Right, where are you? Lacazette. On for Iwobi. As a Ram Deuter. Sure. It's a good thing I don't play a track whatever the attacking midfielder begins with a T. Tracatista. I don't know. Whatever it is. It's a good thing I don't play one of them. Advanced playmaker is a lot easier to say. Right, Felber throws it in to, I don't know any of these players. Stuzy. Oh, what a hit. Unlucky. Unlucky. I'm going to be one of those managers that plays Ospina. I was about to say I play Ospina in all the rounds until it gets to the point where I want to win. But I want to win all the way through, and he's not saved that, so... It's a good looking free kick though, to be fair, and he's done alright to get a hand to it, but if he's going to get a hand to it, push around the corner. Push around the post for a corner. save your team, and we're going to draw 2-2 by the looks of things. I'm not too disappointed with that. We scored a couple of goals, we've been in the game. We looked a bit complacent, so maybe that's a problem that we should deal with, but they obviously won't look complacent if they wouldn't have looked complacent if we went 7-0 up to start with, so I can just about deal with complacency there. So I'll give them a well done, because they've done alright, really. Yeah, blah 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 blah. I'll do this quickly because I can't be bothered to turn the camera off and then turn it back on. As long as we're still in the competition, we got a chance of winning it. Can't think of many better goals than that. He'll recover and come back better than ever. Surely this is a no comment. I'm not an idiot. And let's get to the draw. Is this the draw? Is the draw here? If the draw's not here, then I will have to put the camera off and look like a silly. Ah, there it is. Smashing. Right, who's left in? Really, we want to avoid Milan, Chelsea, Dortmund, Spurs. So we're looking at either Besiktas, Fenerbahce or Hertha Berlin, preferably. But back to my fantastic presenter voice. The quarterfinals for the Europa Cup are AC Milan will play Fenerbahce, Tottenham Hotspur will play Borussia Dortmund, Besiktas will play Hertha Berlin, Chelsea Football Club will play Arsenal Football Club. Right, when are those games? Those games will be in a couple of weeks. Right, I'll be back for the FA Cup game. See you in a second. Right, welcome back for the FA Cup 6th round against Burnley away from home. We haven't got a game for a while, so I've gone for a pretty strong team, and it's Petr in goals, Johnny at right back with Mustafi and Nastasic in the middle with Josh Earl on the left, Xhaka and Wilshere in the middle of midfield, Mkhitaryan on the right, Ozil in the middle, and Correa all in behind. Fit again Lacazette, who probably won't play the whole game, but I've got goals galore Aubameyang on the bench. He has got only nine in the league actually, but he's got 24 in all competitions, and it's not that he doesn't play well in the league, it's just that he's not scoring loads and loads of goals. Lacazette I think is my top scorer in the league, if not the top scorer in the league. That's impressive, see, because he's not been fit for most of the season, and he's got 16 in 19 starts. No, he's got 16 in 19 games, although he has scored 7 pens. But yeah. Anyway, let's get into the game. Let's not mess about with all that. I'm hoping to get to the semi-final, which the draw would be tomorrow in game. So it would be really, really good if we could come into this in good form. This is a different sort of challenge. He's a natural choice. He's been my captain enough this year that they should stop asking questions about it. Burnley are playing classic 4-4-2, like they do in real life. And to be fair to them, in real life they are, at the time of recording, Happy Wenger Day, because it's still in real life, the 20th of April. They are only about 3 points, they're less than 3 points off overtaking Arsenal for 6th place in the Premier League, so massive respect has to go to Burnley, but I'm hoping that in game we can thrash them. Although we're 10 minutes in and it's been fairly even, we haven't had a shot. We are not dominating possession, we've got more possession, but 54-46. It's okay, 58-42, that's now we're starting to dominate possession as we're getting into the game. We're on a control mentality. I'd like to get through this pretty easily. Is this quarterfinals? Is there still a replay? I hope not. I wouldn't have thought so. Surely a quarterfinal's not going to have a replay in it. Might not need one. Might not need a replay because Chris Wood has just put Burnley 1-0 up with the only clear-cut chance of the game, which it proves you don't need the ball to win games. You just need to do something with it when you have it. And at the moment they look pretty solid, which is, to be fair, exactly how a Burnley team is set out. They don't do anything spectacular, but they grind out wins. And that worries me, because we seem to be the kind of team that wouldn't do well against a grinding team. Because we don't seem to have the bottle to go into a rough fighting styled game where, and I'm not saying Burnley are rough and like to fight people, I'm just saying that they will throw their body in the way of things. They will grind out, they will chase every second ball, they'll put everything into it. You won't leave a Burnley game and think, they didn't fancy it today. Whereas you will often leave an Arsenal game and think, they didn't fancy it today. As is shown in this game, we're 1-0 down at half time. I'm going to be aggressive and tell them to show a bit of desire. Lacazette kicks us off for the second half. Mustafi and Johnny. Johnny hasn't been a great signing. When he plays well, he plays very well, but when he doesn't play well, he is awful. Ozil. It's too shooting from anywhere now. Tom Heaton, who's not getting in the actual Burnley team. The actual Burnley keeper's that Nick Pope now, isn't it? He's the one being talked about to go to Russia. Well, I say being talked about. Not as many people talk about it as you'd have thought should, really, when he's got the highest save percentage of an English keeper, the most clean sheets of an English keeper, and the least goals conceded of an English keeper, if I'm right. Not that I take too much notice in who's going to the English World Cup, because Wales aren't going, so I'm not that bothered. But, yeah, I'd be a bit confused if he wasn't my goalie. Everybody's still talking about Joe Hart, who should be on the plane. He should go as either like an assistant goalkeeping coach for his experience in these kind of competitions, or he should be going as the third choice for his experience in these kind of competitions. He shouldn't be going as a genuine choice for selection, because really you've got Pickford, Butland and Pope that I would say are in front of him. Although Butland has conceded the most goals in the Premier League this year. But at the same time, I saw a stat that Butland's also made the most saves in the Premier League this year of an English goalkeeper. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. Correa's coming off. Lacazette is coming off. We leave it on control for a little bit. Leave it on control for 5-10 minutes. And then if we need to, we'll push to attack in to see if we can just get at them a bit. You know, they've only had one shot on target. It doesn't matter who your goalie is if they've only got one shot to deal with. Well, it could matter if there's someone who can't make any saves, then one goal would be enough for us to be drawing. One shot on target would be enough for us to draw this game. But and Sam Vokes, how has he not scored? That should have been not game over, but that should have been the moment that made me do this through necessity rather than just because I want to. Right, Tom Heaton, big boot up. They've just got a game plan that I have not enjoyed. Really, they've just. I don't want to say hoofball, because that's again offensive to Burnley when it's not meant to be. Because I quite enjoy a hoofball now and again, but they've understood that Vokes and Wood are both going to win it in the air against my centre halves, or Mustafi especially, because he's having a mare. I don't know what to do. 1-0 down. We haven't looked like scoring, see, but I can't. Like, what else can I do? I've taken 2 of my attacking players off. Really, I want to take Mustafi off, but why would I take a centre half off in a game we're losing 1-0? Right, let's do it. Let's do that, because you will hopefully be able to defend a bit better. And let's just go for it. Let's go for overload, because you know there's no point messing around, is there? It's the FA Cup. If we lose, we may as well lose 2-0 rather than 1-0, because I want to win the FA Cup. Come on, I want to put my shirt back on. I want to chuck a tie on. I don't really want to chuck a tie on, but I want to put my shirt back on. Maybe even buy a suit, a proper suit. Sorry about that. Hopefully that was seamless and you haven't really noticed that I was gone. But my mother's just come home, so I thought someone was breaking into my house. And that we're still going to end up losing by the looks of things. I momentarily forgotten what the score was, but we're still 1-0 down. Nothing seems to be happening. We're going to lose to Burnley. Burnley are going to go through the semi-finals of the FA Cup, and my season is slowly going to just tumble into nothingness. There it is. 1-0. That's a sad time, even on Happy Arsene Wenger Day. We're going to have to hope now that the Europa League will carry us through. Let's have a look at when we'll be coming back. I'll come back for Chelsea Newcastle, because Newcastle took points off us the first time. Second leg of the Europa League should get us. Well, if we go out to that, then we'll only do one more episode in this season. But thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment if you've got anything you want to say below, maybe summer transfer targets, because now I should be thinking ahead really. And please follow me on Twitter and subscribe to the channel if you've enjoyed. Thank you and see you next week.